Okay, after 2 episodes, I've officially decided that this intro is too f***ing long. And too wormy. Yes, I know it's supposed to be thread, but now that I mention it, good luck unseeing all the worms. You're welcome. Haha, take that, kid. I'm pretty sure you didn't kill anyone, but I'm gonna kick you anyway because you're carrying a bucket of ashes and it'll make for a really cool shot when you drop it. Destroying your father's Lego set. Damn it, Aegon, this was the one thing we liked about Viserys.
The villain will be found.
Or conjured for political gain. You know, whichever comes first.
And where were the members of this council while the murderer threatened their king?
Were you also threatened to, Grace?
I could have been!
Look, mourning fathers are not supposed to be this funny, right? I mean, his son was just killed in his bed, and I'm over here laughing because he's in a rage as if someone's hiding all of his socks.
The man we apprehended is known to us. He's a gold cloak, noted for his brutal nature.
Oh, so when Larys said earlier that all the traitors were no longer breathing our air, what he actually meant was everyone except for this hulking dude with his well-known Hightower distaste and brutal nature. Or had Larys not informed the writer's room about his existence yet?
We caught him, fleeing the Gate of the Gods, with the child's head in a sack.
So when went sideways and the alarms went off, this genius decided to run all the way through King's Landing to the main gates with a severed prince head in a sack? Ditch it, you fool! Somehow I think Daemon's about to have all the evidence he needs anyway.
We would do well to ascertain if this is your sister's hand.
Oh, I totally forgot Rhaenyra was Aegon's sister. There the Targaryen family tree goes again, looking like a shrub caught in a garbage disposal.
It could be any one of you in this room.
Briefly teasing us with House of the Dragon does Clue. Can't we just do that instead of what you had planned for the rest of this episode / season / any future spin-offs? Please? I promise I'll stop taking jabs at season 8 Game of Thrones. I won't.
I will not have my little son's body dragged through the street like a dead dog.
The dramatic irony that the dog is the only one involved in your son's assassination who will escape with his life.
Jaehaerys will do more for us now than 1,000 knights in battle.
1,000 knights in battle? At this point, I'd take half a dozen toddlers with foam noodles in battle just to give me something exciting to latch onto.
Helena, what you saw last night when you came to my room.
Can you please stop talking about your mediocre sex for 10 minutes? We took a poll and not a single living soul cares about your ride on the coal pole.
I was hired by Daemon Targaryen.
He folded so fast. Is he seriously expecting his honesty to be rewarded? Look, guys, I know I technically did the beheading and all, but Daemon paid me to do it, so, we cool? No? Still gonna flay, impale, and display me? Okay, cool. We can't show it, but in this scene, a baby has its head sewn back onto its body. I have no interest in further qualifying the validity of this sin. Also, however, I will say that the cut we can't show looks f***ing surgical and not the result of the hacking and slashing we heard at the end of last episode.
You gonna hurt me?
Asks the man who just pulled off one of the most heinous acts imaginable. How can he be this naive? Jaehaerys didn't do anything wrong to you or your family, and look how he ended up. And somehow you're questioning whether or not they're going to punish you for that actual crime you committed? Aegon pulls a reverse Infinity War and immediately goes for the head. I'm not saying I want to see this man tortured, but I am shocked Aegon decided to end this so quickly instead of having even 2 minutes of fun first. What the hell are they throwing? Shredded flowers? Could they really afford to waste all those flowers? Did the Crown arrange a mass flower shredding and give them out for free? Yes, these are the important questions regarding this scene. Throwing perfectly good rice and barley into a funeral procession when you're starving and need those things to eat. And if those were also meant to be flowers, the show should have made them pretty, so I knew that. Oh, would you look at that. The carriage is conveniently stuck in the middle of all these inconvenient people for maximum anxiety inducement. Either these potholes have a beautiful sense of dramatic timing, or this scene is missing Otto Hightower snickering off screen with his faithful pal Muttley.
Having lost my own son, that I would inflict such a thing. On Helena, of all people.
Rhaenyra, having an issue with killing sons, does rather make me wonder how she intends to dethrone Aegon, who, checks notes, yes, is in fact a son.
Did you send assassins to murder children in their beds?
No, of course not. Well, not plural, anyway.
Cannot trust you, Daemon.
Oh, really? Well, color me all of the not surprised in a nice shade of no f***ing shit, Queenie.
Am I not on my way even now to Harrenhal to raise an army in your name, Rhaenyra? Yours!
While the next lover spat plays into its 3rd minute, I'll remind everyone that we were promised dragons in this house. Yeah, finally, some dragons. And Daemon's just using her as a dragon Uber, isn't he? You ever notice how often they're just looking at random shit in this show? Do they not think I can make fun of shafts of light gently illuminating motes of dust? They have no idea what I'm capable of. Nice dust bunnies, bozos.
What do you take me for?
one who seeks absolution.
Absolution must be Old High Valyrian for getting into thine pants. Standing, guarding, waiting, excitement.
The castle is defended against all enemies, now especially. How would I enter?
Your twin serves there at the pleasure of the so-called queen. They will mistake you for him if you play the part.
Okay, I can see this plan working if House of the Dragon was a Looney Tunes skit, but there's just too many questions here. What if his twin had shaved? What if his twin got a haircut? What if Rhaenyra changed the uniforms of her guards? None of which will be relevant, of course, because the episode is determined to do a sister-sister, and by golly, it's gonna deliver. This sin is for the caption on HBO Max, which says, shoots arrow as Baela fires her weapon. It should be shoots bolt as Baela is using a crossbow. Sorry, caption writers, no one escapes the all-seeing eye of Sinron.
Sometimes I think I hate him.
Hatred aimed towards an obscure pronoun. Also, only sometimes hating Daemon. We are talking about Daemon, right?
What do you remember of my uncle?
Part of me wishes they would use the person's actual name, but then I'd have to look up who that person is. So in a way, this is better. Her uncle could be anyone, which means I can pretend she's talking about someone fun, like, not a single person in the show is fun.
They used to tease me, you know. Surely the city cannot yet be short of food.
Indeed not. The blockade has been in place for, what, a week? If your city runs out of food in a week, you've got bigger problems than a blockade. If it's been longer than a week, here's a sin for your unannounced time jumps making me look dumb again.
The king has promised us some relief.
He has a point, and one of the perks of the whole monarchy deal is that if the king ever breaks his promise, you only have to wait an entire lifetime to be able to do all about it.
Do not be foolish, Alan. To serve with a sea snake is to make your fortune.
I don't know if that still holds true. Didn't the sea snake get thrown overboard and sink into a coma, almost dying last season? I'd be more clear on the details, but anything vaguely exciting insists on happening off-screen.
But neither can he allow her to command him.
Pity. I have on occasion found that to be quite enjoyable.
Lord Corlys is now alluding to his sexual preferences, and please see previous sin about all the exciting stuff happening off-screen.
He said you carried his child.
Not everyone found the jest funny.
Stealing your jesting from old episodes of Archer, and not even one of the good old episodes.
A house, a household, a home.
Unnecessary synonyming. What's even worse than watching another person watching things? Watching that person watch a dragon do boring dragon stuff instead of the action we were promised. This fucking show had better not be trying to make me think this pupper is sad and that its abusive caretaker cheese is dead. That. Get your revenge, you adorable goober. Wait till he comes down and eat his face.
The king is my grandson, and my grandson is a fool.
Insulting the king without having a Sir Bronn to back you up.
At least I did something.
My nightly mantra after a hard day of sinning somehow makes it into the script.
He's pretending to be his own twin. Brilliant.
Following something stupid with the word brilliant does not make it so.
Instead of judgment, you display impetuousness and diminish us in the eyes of our enemy, ill-considered, trifling.
You never think of your father, his forbearance, his judiciousness, his dignity.
Rhys Ifans continues to be one of the best parts of House of the Dragon, and this scene is nothing short of Shakespearean. And here's a preemptive sin for sidelining him. Again!
Dignity. I want revenge.
The war cry of the spicy bean burrito as it punches through my digestive tract. Probably.
You wouldn't dare.
Why wouldn't he? You just spent like 15 minutes berating him about being an idiot. Why would he not continue to just be an idiot?
Give it to Cole.
Cole looks panicked, but he should realize this appointment is basically meaningless. You see, had he not been in the room, the chair next to him is just as qualified and was just as likely to have been picked.
You will regret this.
That line's meaningless in a show like this. Every episode has something horrible happen because someone f***ed up. The only people that feel anything at this point are the ones who know what's going to happen because they read the book. Everyone else is bored.
I thought you were within.
Sorry, lack of vigilance.
Just to be clear, not a single f***ing soul told these guards that Eric or whichever f***ing Rick works for Rhaenyra that there's an identical f***ing twin out there and that if he ever turns up where he shouldn't be, you should pay attention to that shit. Also, the fortunate timing here is f***ing astronomical, and you know what? F*** it. This works. Damn it, Rhaenyra. Stop moving and let her braid your hair. Honestly, it's the biggest sin of the series so far. Royal chambers with doors that lock from the outside. In no situation outside of a prison is this of any use.
Believe me, I had no choice.
You had so many choices. You could have called Cole's bluff. You could have sailed to another city and started your life over. Maybe open a bar, become a medieval private pirate detective. I mean, that sounds f***ing epic. You could have even just turned yourself into Rhaenyra. She seems pretty cool. Maybe she would have just, like, stuck you in the dungeon or something. You had so many more options than following this idiotic plan to its end.
Your Grace!
Sir Lawrence!
Your sovereign is under attack, and the best you can do is summon one guy in his jammies? If I'm the ruler and someone's trying to kill me in my bed, feel free to send all of the guards and even a couple of the cooks. Oh, and that little dog so I can snuggle with something.
Which is Eric?
Pulling a which double is my double cliche. Kirk exhausted that one with his bullshit in the undiscovered country.
Forgive me.
Changing the twins' death to a murder to further traumatize Rhaenyra, the audience, and probably George R.R. Martin. Also, the show really failed to drive home a deep understanding of how kinslaying is a massive taboo in these stories. When I read about it, my entire perspective of Eric's choice to fall on a sword makes more sense, so the sin, of course, is reading.
The High Towers still have strength, and you have a son there who'll take more kindly to instruction.
She does? There is another one? Please don't make me... who the f*** is Darren? Allison f***s Cole at the end of the episode. Cliche.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. You're an inanimate f***ing object.
A clue? Could be a vital clue, Commissioner Gordon.
It could be any one of you in this room.
It could be in this very room.
Bring out Jadine! You gonna hurt me?
Pissing our pants yet? Gonna be pee-pee pants city here real soon.
We prefer a little something we like to call dragon racing.
My father was a drinker.
Alert, alert. A Chucky nut bar has been removed without payment.